Tonight, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you to Margaret Nyang'o. Margaret is a controller of budget in Kenya. And a few days ago, she quickly put some brakes on what could have been an excessively lavish start to the new county governments. You see, we heard of budgets ranging from 17 million shillings to 22 million shillings, and I wondered what all these millions would be used for. I know that event planners can spend millions of shillings on events, but this one event is different. You see, the law on assumption of office for governors clearly spells out the procedure for the transition from one county government to another through a swearing-in process. Whilst it is an elaborate process, it was by no means designed to be an expensive one. There is an assumption of office committee, and its members are drawn from various national and county government departments, such as the county secretary, the county commissioner, county officials in charge of various departments, county assembly clerks, amongst others, all of whom already draw a salary. Even security, which is often a big cost component of events, is provided by the National Police Service. The head of the National Police Service in the county is required by law to provide security during the conduct of the swearing-in ceremony. In fact, the oath itself is administered by the judges and magistrates who are themselves remunerated by their employer, the judiciary. So pray tell, what would the millions of shillings be for? Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be a party pooper. I mean, a celebration is not bad at all. In fact, it is well deserved for any election victory, which is often hard won. And a moment of peaceful transition is one that must be celebrated. Besides, life is too short to be constrained. You only live once, YOLO, and the saying goes on. But tell me, why would a county ask for 22 million shillings for a less than 4-hour ceremony? One whose most important aspect is, in fact, the solemn act of taking the oath of office, which in itself shouldn't cost millions of shillings. I know some counties invited hundreds of guests, up to 600 in some cases. That's fine. Let the people of the county celebrate. But surely, this celebration must be tempered with reality. It's like the people who have lavish weddings worth millions, but then start the marriage in debt. You see, most counties have yet to receive any allocation since the start of the financial year. Most are drowning in millions, even billions of unpaid bills to many business people who supplied goods and services and have had to chase what is owed to them for months, even years. So imagine their thoughts now when they see those millions being splashed on such a ceremony. That is why tonight, I thank the Controller of Budget for putting her foot down and saying no. Thank you, Margaret, for keeping everyone's feet on the ground and seeing through power and largesse. I thank Mary for saying no to needless expenses. Kanyagia hapo hapo, madam. Some of these governors spent hundreds of millions of shillings to campaign for those positions whose monthly remuneration is just above 1 million shillings. So you can obviously see the motivation for some in getting into these positions. What would be the return on investment for a position that cost you, let's say, 300 million shillings or more, for a position that will only earn you 60 million shillings over a 5-year period? Your guess is as good as mine. And some of them will go on to handle as much as 19 billion shillings in the case of Nairobi, with the lowest like Lamu getting 3.1 billion. And we've not even spoken about the revenue they will collect on site. It is obvious that some of these governors who've served 2 terms are the newest billionaires in town. It doesn't take rocket science to know where they got this money from. Some of the big flats, big homes, malls, and upmarket estates were bought using resources that were in fact earmarked to equip our hospitals, build roads, revamp agriculture, build ECD classrooms. This is where the controller must put her eye on. Counties will get 401 billion shillings this financial year. Now the controller of budget must, with the same vigour that she rained on the parties for governors' swearing-in ceremonies, she must also ensure every penny is utilised as required. It's a good start to accountability and hopefully sets the pace for all of us to continue to say no to the extravagance and to continue to keep the county governments accountable. Because in this country, we pay more for egos than actual needs. That is my take tonight.